We got a lot of really cool dinosaurs in Chaos Theory. There was a lot of returning dinosaurs and of course some brand new ones. Now obviously I want to talk about the brand new ones because personally I think that they were a standout, mostly because they're new, but I really did like them and I do hope that we get to see them in future projects. First up is one of my all-time favorite dinosaurs, of course, so I'm a little bit biased. That is Pachyrhinosaurus. I mean, I just really like ceratopsians, and I feel like a lot of their designs have kind of been improving a lot in the Jurassic franchise, but I really think that's exemplified in the Pachyrhinosaurus design. This thing seriously looks so good. The skull in particular looks fantastic. The whole shape looks great with that frill, and of course the most important part of Pachyrhinosaurus, that boss, which is that massive bone on its nose. Now, as I mentioned in previous videos, it is a little bit big, but other things do match up, like the stubby tail, but the feet don't match up. You know, those front feet, they're a lot more elephant-like in appearance. I think that we're just destined to always get elephant-like feet in ceratopsians for forever. But all around, it's really good. The texturing is solid, and also it fights an Allosaurus, which is a very cool matching, and it wins. I'm really happy about something like that because typically when you see herbivorous dinosaurs in movies and shows, they're usually cannon fodder. They're usually peaceful, gentle giants. They're just cannon fodder, nothing more than just creatures to get eaten by the nearest carnivore. So I was very happy to see it win and kind of just decimate the Allosaurus in a way. Secondly is Becklespinax. Now, of course, the name Becklespinax is actually just a junior synonym. In our reality, it is known as Altaspinax. I still genuinely don't know why they decided to call it by the junior synonym name, but it is just called Becklespinax in the show. Very cool addition in general, because it is a dinosaur that is very, not well known to anybody really, to the public and really from the available fossil material. It's known from very few fossil remains, and so we don't really have too good of a picture of what it possibly looked like when the animal was still alive. And that's probably a big reason as to why they decided to include it, because it gives them a lot of creative freedom. And I think that they did a good job with that creative freedom. I just really dug its design. I know that there's a lot of people who didn't really like its design, but me personally, I liked it. Just its overall size, that small kind of sail, those, elongated spines that move towards the back and yes, do kind of make it look like a concavinator or a Spinoraptor. But the skull and the elongation of the snout and just the rest of the texturing of the animal, I thought was very solid, and it really was a force to be reckoned with that I was really happy to see. Not only that, I like the fact that there seemed to be some sexual dimorphism. I assume that the males look different than the females, because we do see this one right here, which I assume is the male, that has more just kind of prominent colors, right? The red just pops a lot more and the green is a lot more apparent on it, whereas you have this one that has relatively duller colors, and this one, if I do remember correctly, is referred to as a she. So I think there's a little bit of sexual dimorphism going on there, which is really cool and adds a few layers to the new creatures that have been added. I really do hope that we get to see them more in future projects. Like a movie would be absolutely awesome to see them in, but who truly knows, of course. And the third creature that I'm really kind of disappointed about is the Suchomimus. I'm not disappointed because of the design. The design looks gorgeous. I'm disappointed because we barely got to see this guy. It's in the show for a very, basically a blink of an eye, which is truly disappointing because I think that they did such a good job at designing this creature. Everything just really screams both Spinosaurid and Suchomimus to me. That very long snout that is very thin, the relatively slim body with tall elongated spines, because much like Spinosaurus, it did have tall neurospines. It just didn't really form a massive sail like how it was on Spinosaurus, but it did have pretty much a small ridge going on, which was present here. The long arms with the huge claws, everything just looked really good. The only thing I'm really not too crazy about are the colors and patterns. But that's really just a small complaint because even at that, I still don't really dislike them too much. I think they still look pretty good. And above the other ones, I really hope that we get to see this one a little bit more in future projects. I do believe that this is a creature that was on InGen's list. Of course, in Jurassic Park 3, when Alan and Billy were discussing what creature just attacked them, Billy suggests that it was a Baryonyx or a Suchomimus, to which Alan responds with Spinosaurus. and Billy is surprised with that because apparently Spinosaurus wasn't on InGen's list. That implies that both Baryonyx and Suchomimus were, because he wasn't really questioning their, if that was them, like if the Spinosaurus was them. So I think that technically Suchomimus probably had been around for a while, and it's cool to finally see it here. Obviously, I really do love its design in the website, and I love its design in Evolution, and I really love its design right here. So I think that pretty much all across the board, we haven't gotten a bad Suchomimus design, and I'm really happy about that. And I still need to mention this. There was this leaked card that was leaked before the show was released that shows a Suchomimus going up against a hippopotamus. That would be something that's cool to see. You know, that's another instance of dinosaurs interacting with today's world, and it just gives us a unique scenario. So hopefully in a future season, we see something similar to that and get a better look at the Suchomimus as a whole. But when it comes to the dinosaurs in general, I just have a lot of questions. I wonder how many of these dinosaurs were pre-existing ones, or how many are the results of like other genetic companies getting involved and trying to create their own. Because obviously a lot of these dinosaurs were not in the Lockwood Manor, at least from what we see. Maybe they were there and they were just like tucked away in a corner or something, but as far as we know, they weren't present there. Not only that, there was a few surprises to me, like the Carnotaurus that was locked up, or a Velociraptor, which really surprised me. Like, I wonder where that originated from. I know in the Dino Tracker website, we see what appear to be the Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptors, implying that they were brought over to the mainland, and that's assuming that the Tracker website is canon, which I think it should be. I love the Dino Tracker website. But that certainly implies that there's a lot more Velociraptors than just Blue running around, and I wonder what this one is supposed to be. I wonder if it's one that comes from Isla Sorna, like one of those few tribes of Velociraptors that existed on that island, or if maybe it's just a brand new one that's created. I genuinely have so many questions about how many dinosaurs are truly on the mainland now. I mean, a lot of them were brought over from Manticorp Island by the looks of it. Big Edie was present. A lot of them were brought over from Isla Nublar. I assume that a lot were brought over from Isla Sorna too. So there's probably quite a few dinosaurs that we still don't really have too much of a knowledge about. And that's exciting. You know, I think that the future is bright for something like that. I hope we get to see it further expanded as more projects are released. But only time will tell for something like that. So anyway, I really hope that we get to see these guys again, and I hope that we get to see more in the future. I'm always down to see brand new dinosaurs introduced into the franchise, especially if they keep up this trend of just really good designs that I'm really a fan of. What thoughts do you guys have? Do you like these designs? Do you dislike them? Or what kind of creatures would you like to see in future projects as well? Be sure to let me know. But also in the meantime, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Something like that really does help. And just thank you guys so much for watching. Have an awesome day. I also want to include this portion in this video. Someone in a previous comment suggested that we should give this guy a name, and I absolutely agree. I think that would be a really fun thing to do because it's kind of always in the videos, just kind of watching, never relenting on its watching. So I think that'd be really fun. So if you guys have any name ideas for this Brachiosaurus right here, then be sure to let us know, because I think that would just be really cool. I mean, I gave it a scarf, so it already has personality, am I right? Also, any type of name would work. You know, there's really no saying if this is a male or female. I mean, you know, considering the fact that it's based off of the Jurassic Park Brachiosaurus, it's technically female, so... But yeah, let's just, any type of name works for this son of a gun right here. So yeah, be sure to leave those.